All right, so what I'm going to show you is how to create the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors using only primary colors. So I should have these trays of paint ready to go for you. You don't want to get your brush wet, so I usually start out by just painting my yellow, and you guys should have your color wheels labeled. You are going to be graded on how neatly you paint, so you do want to try and stay in the lines as best as you can. So here I've got my yellow, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to my green. For my green, I need quite a bit of yellow and just a little bit of blue. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little more blue. And I'm going to go ahead and paint my green where it needs to go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is create my yellow green that's going to go right there. That is a tertiary color. So I'm going to take some yellow, kind of put it off to the side here, add a little bit of green, and you should have a nice lighter color of green. You want to make sure there's a definite difference between your colors. I'm going to put that on there now. And like I said, you want to stay in the lines. I'm doing this a little bit sloppy since this is just your example. So I've got my yellow, yellow, green, green. And I'm going to go ahead and work on my blue green, which is just green with blue added. It could also be known as turquoise, but you just want to make sure there's a very definite color difference. It's very different. And then I'm going to rinse out my brush. You can rinse it out between all your different colors if you want to. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. You don't want a bunch of water on your brush. If you have a bunch of water on your brush, it's just going to make the colors real sloppy. I'm going to go ahead and do my blue. And I'm going to work on my violet or purple. So that is made when you mix equal parts blue and red. Mix those together. It's almost going to look brown when you first do it. This one actually has a little too much red, so I'm going to add a little more blue in. If you get a color and you're like, man, that just doesn't look right, you can always add more of one or the other. I'm going to go ahead and get my violet on there. Work on my blue violet, which is simply violet and blue. Don't forget, you do want a very definite color difference there. Again, you want to do it neatly. I'm not going super neat just because I don't want you to sit here and watch me paint all day. Now I'm going to work on my red violet. So I've got my red, got my violet, mix that together. So I get my good red violet, and that's going to go right here. rinse my brush out again. I'm gonna dry it off with my paper towel. And I'm gonna move on to my red. So red is one of my primary colors, as well as yellow and blue. Primaries cannot be made by mixing any other colors together. They're just there. You can mix two primary colors to make a secondary color. And then you could mix a primary and a secondary together to make the tertiary. So for orange, I'm going to get quite a bit of yellow and some red. Actually need some more yellow there. And we're gonna pop that orange in there. That is very dark. So I'm gonna actually add a little more yellow in here to lighten it up. If you get a color that's just way off, you can always let it dry and paint over the top of it. So now I need a red-orange, which may be a little tricky to get because I made that orange so dark. We're gonna try for it anyway. All right, I think I've got a pretty decent red-orange. It's not red, it's not orange, it's red-orange. And got outside the line a little bit there. So now I'm gonna work on my yellow-orange, which I've kind of got that going on right there. So here we've got our completed color wheel, and you guys are going to be creating your own, and this will kind of get us started on all the different things that you're going to learn in this class. Color is very important. All right, there you go, guys. That's how you create the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors using only the three primary colors.